sort of set up. So Mark and Richard can explain it towards the end of this. But today we are going back to the National Gallery of London, which we started yesterday. I'm so excited. Let me share my screen with you, and then we will get started. So those of you that are brand new, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of that thumbnail right there. Well, it doesn't want to go away. Thank you, thumbnail. There we go. I'm going to tell you a little bit about myself and a little bit about us, and then I'll explain to you what we're going to do together, because I think there's a few new people here, and I'm happy to see all of our wonderful guests who have returned. My name is Greg, and I volunteer with For Love and Art. We're a nonprofit that believes that sharing artwork, viewing it together, unleashes powerful, creative, and unique experiences, and it elevates our quality of life. It enriches our soul. If you're ready to have your soul enriched, this is the place for you. I am grateful to be with For Love and Art with Mark from Dallas, who I introduced him as our president and our founder. As he told you, 10 years ago, he started this whole process. We have Richard, who's from San Diego. He's our chairman of the board. Daniela is also part of the staff of For Love and Art, and they work tirelessly, many hours of the day, not only to bring the museums to us, but also to do all the behind the scenes and setting up the Zoom and dealing with the 3,000 changes of Zoom every week. So without their tireless energy, without the museum's generosity, bringing their artwork into your home, and without you being here today, the work of For Love and Art would not be possible. Today, as I said, National Gallery, and what I'll do is, for those of you that are brand new, we're imagining that we're on tour together. We're not even on a virtual Zoom. We're actually together in a big group, and we turn the corner and we see a new piece of art, and I'll give it to someone before we turn the page to see it, and they'll talk about it for a couple of minutes, maybe minute and a half, 2 minutes max. You don't have to know anything about art. You don't have to know anything about the color, the way the brush strokes are, the artists themselves. Just enjoy the piece of art. Just experience it. And then after you've spoken for a little bit, other people will chime in. Now, because there's so many people, we'll probably keep most of us muted, and we'll remute you. So don't be offended by that. It's just to keep the noise down. And you'll just wave your hand and I'll unmute you. And once you get the hang of it, you can unmute yourself, and we'll kind of chime in on the painting after the first person has gotten a chance to talk. For Love and Art, we're celebrating the art experience today. We're sharing a little slice of heaven on earth. Art has the power that flows beyond mere understanding. It nourishes, it sustains. Some call it food for the soul. Get ready to eat. And we are going to start first with Vera. Actually, you know what? I spoke too fast. I'm going to show you one thing that we did. This is the National Gallery, by the way. One thing we did yesterday was look at this painting. And it took so many comments and people that I thought I would show it one more time, not to get us too bogged down. But just look at the variety of images. Those of you that were here yesterday, we had many comments. Barry, do you want to say something about this from yesterday?
No, I lost the picture. I'm looking for it again.
Oh, you're looking for it. Okay, Vera, tell me.
Sorry.
Oh, I unmuted you. Oh my gosh, I muted you, Vera. I'm sorry, I was working.
I had unmuted myself. I am intrigued by the ambassador on the left, where his foot is in the center of that carpet. That was my thing. I was like, well, that's kind of interesting. I mean, is it placed there for a purpose? You know, it's a place with a lot of mystery.
Mm-hmm.
You could just look at it, and then I Googled all the different instruments and things that are there. And I guess at the time too, it was very much a lot of controversy and mystery going on with this, but it's so detailed. And, just wondering if the things that are even on the curtains, if they have any meaning to them, because there's just so much going on in those curtains, you know. Yeah, and then the two guys, to me, they sort of look like they might be brothers. They have a lot of features that look alike to me.
Mhm.
I didn't get to say anything. This thing that looks like the pyramid it's a sundial,
Yeah, yeah,
which was kind of cool.
this thing here.
No, the thing that looks like the pyramid base there.
Oh, right there?
Yeah, that's a sundial.
Oh, okay. Oh, I thought that was. Okay. My mistake.
Yeah, I looked up all the different instruments. And,
I love it. I love that you did that.
yeah. Yeah, the one that's in the middle is a sextet, but it's disassembled. It's not, for some reason, it's disassembled.
Oh, okay.
And I forgot what the little fan round thing is called. Yeah, it's really.
That's a portable sundial as well.
It had a name. It started with a T, but I didn't really look it up to see what that was. But yeah. It's just amazing to me that these people went places that no one had ever been, and all they got was like negative comments. You know, like if you go this far, you're gonna fall off the face of the earth, and
Right.
there's all these monsters that will get you if you don't
Right.
fall off. And I mean, I'm just amazed that they were willing to do that. That takes a lot of courage, more courage than I'm having in this pandemic.
Yeah, well, that would be true. That would
You
be true
know?
for a lot of folks. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Barry, you wanted to add something?
Yeah,
to this?
actually, it's funny, you know, you look at the painting again and you notice new things.
Yeah.
The object in the ambassador's right hand could that
Yeah.
possibly be a telescope?
Is here?
Yeah, I would.
Yeah.
We look at all the other objects and we never. Oh no, it's a little. No, it's not a telescope.
That's right.
But it has a.
You think it's a sheath for a dagger?
It has a tassel. Is that a tassel dangling
Huge.
dangling down from it?
Mhm.
I'm trying to think what purpose.
Or else it could be a symbol of his stature, of who he is.
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
I thought it was a telescope too when I first
Yeah,
saw it.
until you zoomed in, yeah, I thought it was
Yeah.
yeah.
And we did talk about this a lot yesterday, but there's just so much to see. And Mary Karpenko, who's not here right now, pointed out that the green tapestry of the background was so lively, and where the skull is down here, if you can see this big old skull, could be the symbols of death and our humanity, whereas the green is the life and beauty of life. It's really stunning. Mary from Brooklyn, did you want to add something?
No, but that does look like a telescope. Now I'm thinking it's a horn, some sort of horn.
Oh, maybe. Could be. This castle's so odd.
Yes.
Johanna?
Yes, Mr. Gregg. Well, yesterday we found out that one was celestial and one was earth. So
Mhm.
science and heaven and everything in the picture, you're right, is something. You should Google it, everybody, and look it up. And behind the curtain at the top left, the crucifix is half hid. And there was a symbolism to that too. My old brain, I forgot what it
Oh,
was.
right. Let me show everybody. There was a,
Yeah, some of this was supposed to be
Oh.
politics too.
yeah, when the Age of Reason started,
Yeah.
they were putting religion behind them, maybe.
Great painting. For the time frame, the colors, the preciseness and everything that's in it, it's just amazing to me.
Yeah, one of the things we often talk about is you don't have to know anything about art but after you see a bunch of these, 1533, some of the 1500s paintings are not nearly.
Yeah, this is like very realistic for that time and
Yeah.
engaging.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And Percy, was this your painting yesterday? Was this yours? I'm unmuting you, my friend. Is it working? Whoop. Unmute button. There we go.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yeah, sure can.
Okay, yeah, this was mine, and
Yeah.
I just can't get over the intricacy of, look at the tapestry in the background there. Look at all the little details
Yeah.
of it. So there's just so much to say, and once again, the curtain, the green curtains, this was mine. I love it. One thing I think, if you look at Renaissance painting, he's done a good job on the hands. A lot of the Renaissance hands aren't as good as that. If you checked it, yeah, so that's a very good job on the, for realism on the hands
Yeah,
for
absolutely.
that period.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Love it. All right. Well, I wanted to have us take
And
a
thanks
look
for giving
at
me
it.
that painting. I really loved it.
Oh, good, good, good. Well, all right. So I did promise one to Vera. So Vera, can I give you the next next painting? I know you sort of started on this one. I don't know how
Sure.
people can yell at me later for doubling up here.
I'm sorry.
No, it wasn't your fault. It was my fault. I just wanted everybody to look at this one more time because it's so miraculous. Here we go. Oh,
Ah,
Wow.
we may have to have
Summer.
3 people. We may have to have 3 people help with this one.
Wow.
that is pretty detailed. Again, in the 1500s, a village with everybody doing whatever it is that they do in a village. Lady transporting some type of food on her head. There's a guy who is transporting something in a wagon to the foreground right. You got shepherds. You got people. Oh, you got a guy with, what is that? I forgot. A scythe cutting the wheat. Fishermen. Oh my God.
Much.
Birds in the sky. It's a very vibrant village scene. It'd be interesting to know what this is painted on, because it almost reminds me of a tapestry more than it does a painting. Just earthy colors. Everything is just earthy. Even the sky is not real vibrant. And then there's castles, or maybe other villages wouldn't be that close. So there's got to be probably wealthy people that are living on those hills out there. The bridge is cool, that's crossing the stream. And there's some semblance of reflections of the shrubbery that's on the edge of the water there. That bird that's at the top there, Greg, sort of looks like maybe like it might have been like a what is it, a cormorant or something like that, that's going to dive into the water for fish.
Exactly.
It's interesting.
Luba, you want to add to what Vera's saying?
Yeah, if you back up just a bit
Sure, I'd
and
love
to
to.
see the whole thing.
Yeah.
I'm intrigued about why it's seen framed. Either
Yeah.
we're looking through something, or it's a mirror, or
A mirror.
the whole purpose of that, that framing of the piece. And whatever that is, whatever, I would love to have that interpreted for me.
Anyone have any thoughts on what the frame is meant to symbolize? Oh, Evelyn?
I don't know, but it intrigued me. That was what intrigued me the most, actually,
Mhm.
because I thought I was looking in a mirror because that's the
Mm.
first thing that hit my eye, not the painting.
Right.
And so it made it fanciful or not fanciful, magical or something.
Yeah,
And I
fantastic.
think it's so much more beautiful
Mhm.
with that in it. And I'm not quite sure what it represents either.
Mm.
Looking out a window, perhaps, that has an elaborate frame. Don't
Mm.
know.
No.
It's part of a panel, so there probably was more to it. I don't see more pieces of it, but it's oil on panel, it says.
Oh.
So
Mm.
And the shape of the buildings in the village
Is-
almost seem fairy tale, not exactly structurally, you know, straight up and down and straight across. I mean, there's
Right.
kind of a something in there that almost looks make believe, like it's not an authentic group of houses or buildings because of the shapes.
Percy wanted to add something.
Yeah. I think this is like meant to be a portrait of life in the summer, a serene scene that makes you feel positive about nature, the area. In the background, there's the village and the castle. And so there's the village life. And then as far as the pastoral, or as far as the countryside, they have different functions. One person's doing whatever they do with wheat. One of them has lambs or sheep. There are people that are on horses. There's all the activities. There's a hunting scene. There are people walking with, so I think it's a complete picture. That's why maybe it's framed. It's giving us its complete story of a complete period. And so that's what that's why I think it's framed.
Mm-hmm.
And then the perspective of going up the river, like the center, everything is veered towards the river going upward.
I used to have 4 sheep in my backyard. That guy's shearing the sheep. You got to take the wool off them every year. That guy's
Yeah.
shearing the sheep right now, which is why he's got the sheep sitting sprayed across his legs like that. And he's taking that off of there. Yeah, it is like Percy said, it is a nice, peaceful town and everything going on. But, you know, anytime I see one of these towns back then and I see the walls around, I remember how dangerous times were. People used to come up the rivers and raid all the time. And so you see the walls around the town, and then over the bridge, they have the extra guard towers to stop an attack over the bridge. But you know, you had your good years, and then you had your years the invaders came.
Yeah, you know what? I'm also curious about the man on the white horse, that everybody that's around seems to be facing into him, right next to the little tree in the middle there. Yeah, right there.
Yes.
But the people that are, those aren't people, those are shrubs. I'll be darned. Never mind.
That's all right. Barry, you want to add something?
Yeah, so I mean, I don't know if I have my symbolism correctly, but the center of the frame, you know, coming down, I don't know if that's a fleur-de-lis stylized lily, which is, if maybe I don't have my memory correctly, but that might be the symbolism of knighthood. And so if you notice, that fleur-de-lis is pointing directly right down at the gentleman on the white horse, who appears to be a knight. And also his white horse is standing out amongst the other horses. Maybe that's the lead knight. And all the gentlemen in the center seem to be members of a knight. I forgot what the term is, squadron, and they're the ones, I'm assuming, like, are protecting the town. And so in a way, I'm sensing the strength of the knighthood, like protecting this town from danger so much that they can just enjoy their summer in peace and shear their sheep and, you know, scythe their hay and carry their fruit, like, all in peace. I mean, so this is like showing the powerful knights protecting the town, being successful, and keeping the people happy and peaceful on a beautiful summer day.
Oh, I love it. I love
Just
it. Hannah?
Yeah.
If it is a knight, then this might be actually all of his land.
Yeah.
So he's protecting it because it's his, you know?
Yeah.
What this is from the National Gallery of London, what it says: country people of different social classes are going about tasks associated with the summer months: sheep shearing, hunting, and fishing. The painting frame, the elaborated gilded arch, was probably part of a room decoration, and the truncated group to the right, I'm not sure what they mean, presumably have been one of the motifs joining the separate scenes of a frieze. I think that's how you say it.
Yeah.
Frieze.
So Barry's kind of on point with it's summer, what's going on. I think the guys on horses are hunting probably.
And Beth and Jerry pointed out that it's really small, actually. It's a very small panel, if you saw their note.
So I think it goes with, I'd like to see what else it was connected to.
I know.
Right?
Gwendolyn, did you wave your hand at me, Gwendolyn? No, you were just waving or stretching. Okay. So you pipe in. You want to say something?
Yeah, I mean, it's a really nice painting. At first, someone was talking about the lady and the sheep. I couldn't really tell what she was doing, but now I see that she's probably cutting the wool.
Yeah, who was it that said they had 4 sheep? Was that, who wave at me? That was Rolf.
Yeah.
I was, that's so funny. I was looking at something. I love it.
It was more.
I love it.
And also, it's
Okay.
nice to see, you see all that kind of like different jobs that they were doing probably during that century.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Terry, you want to add to what Gwendolyn's saying?
Well, I think it's very lovely, harmonious. I love the browns and the blues, very pretty colors, and everyone seems to be so happy and contented that it makes me wonder if maybe it's propaganda. I mean, the flip side of this, it could be a painting that was, maybe commissioned by the manor, the owner, the Earl of the manor, or whatever he or she was called, to make everyone think that his peasants were all very well fed and happy and everything was just great at the manor and around the manor. It's just a possibility, but it is very beautiful.
Well, I like what all of you are saying, that it's a little slice of life, or many of you are saying it's a little slice of life, even if it is somewhat fantasticalized. Where in your mansion might you put this beautiful piece of a partial tapestry or partial panel?
I would have to put it in the grand hall.
Oh, the grand hall. I love it. Oh, and for those of you that are brand new, I left out something. We are, most of us, sequestered and quarantined these days. And so I would like you to imagine that you're in a big, giant mansion, not just our small little apartments or homes or rooms, a big mansion with unlimited rooms. And Vera has this massive mansion with a grand hallway where she's putting this panel. And she might hire one of you artists to fill out the rest of the panel.
To finish it up.
There you go. All right. Alexo, may I give you the next painting?
Sure. I would love to.
Here we go.
Oh, that looks beautiful. So it says Christ embracing St. John the Baptist. So obviously this has some religious connotation, given the title. It's beautiful. I mean, they got 2 young people, a woman and a young man, a young woman and a young man, or possibly another 2 young women, possibly, because that young man looks very feminine. So it could be 2 young women, but perhaps he's just, back in those days, you couldn't have 2 lovers being women because they were shunned. So perhaps she could, oh, that's Christ, forgive me. That's the name. Sorry, my mind just went on a different route.
I hear thunderclouds.
Yeah, my mom was just on an agenda, I think. But anyway, despite, let's forget the agenda. Yeah, just looking at the paint, at the face value, and the title, then it is Christ. Just actually, I don't even know who Christ is, except because that Christ could be the one on the left, but then the one on the right, my right, is holding a cross. So who knows which one is Christ? But I would assume, given my Catholic background, that the one on the left is Christ. But they both look like women to me. They don't look very masculine, very feminine, both of them. But it's Christ holding another person, whether they're both men or both women, that's up in the air. I have no idea, but if Christ is assumed to be a man, then one of them has to be a man.
Well, I think you've just written a very controversial new film. You need to get on that script right now.
Oh.
I love it. I love it. I can completely see the reading of this. Now, the title of it is Christ Embracing St. John the Baptist. But your reading of it is really beautiful and very different. And whatever, as we always say, and I say way too much, if you think this painting is a painting about elephants, it's a painting about elephants. So I think however you see this painting is exactly right. And if we're all together, we're going to see different things. Elaine from Phoenix, are you yakking at me?
Oh, I was just going to say, you know, that yes, I saw the Christ looking like a female too initially till I read the title. But yeah, that's, you know, remember St. John the Baptist, was he like a cousin of Christ too? Weren't they somehow in the lineage? I'm going back to my old Catholicism, but no, I too, I read that as a female, and I read John the Baptist there as being male, that figure, before I even read the title. So that's what I had seen. But it is a beautiful work, and I did like your interpretation.
Absolutely.
Alex, I did.
John the Baptist's mother and Mary, Christ's mother, were related. They were both pregnant at the same time, and so these are what look like two pre-puberty Christ and John the Baptist, because there's no hair on their faces or anything.
Mm-hmm.
Percy?
There's the halo around Christ, which
Yeah.
sort of signifies the light color over Christ's head.
Right.
Signifies that it's sort of, that's why it's Christ.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's beautiful. I mean, even though it's religious, it's still beautiful. And I probably would buy it, but not because I'm religious.
Well, you don't have to buy it. You own it.
I like the art. It's done very well.
Oh, good,
I
good.
give credit where credit is due.
Well, where in your mansion might you put this?
Again, I would have a museum. I would love to share my art, or it wouldn't be my art. I would say it's the people's art, because I would want everybody to see it. So for me, it's always, I would have my own museum and share it. So I'm happy for museums that are able to share all these beautiful pieces with the public.
Well, so when we visit your house, we'll segue into the big museum that you've created. That's
There
really
you go.
lovely.
And it would be completely free.
Yeah, love it. Love it. Oh, I'm so happy. All right. Canel, I would love to give you the next painting. Here, I'm unmuting you. There we go.
Okay.
All right. Oh, there we go.
Ooh. Okay, well, a big fat white cattle is center of the picture here for me. Look at the farmer in the background is much bigger. The proportions are very peculiar.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's like surreally right on top of you. And the tree right next to him seems so tiny. These are very fat animals. They're well fed. Even though I don't know what the heck the thing is over on the left. Doesn't look like any animal I've ever lived with. It's definitely not a dog, is it? Is that I don't know what it is.
It's a goat. It's a pregnant goat.
Oh, come
goat.
on. No goat I ever had ever looked like that. That's got a funny little nose on it. But anyway. And the scene in the background is so you're near water. And sort of misty. So it's a very pastoral event, isn't it? And it's their emotion. So you can see that the one that's standing is walking. His tail is moving. And the fellow that's overseeing them looks kind of bored, maybe even falling asleep.
It is a funny perspective.
It is.
I love your comments on perspective. You said some things last time you were here on.
Having tried to do some painting, I know perspective is kind of an important issue. And it's hard. It's very hard to give depth to a picture, and as well as proportion. And this is actually not an environment that looks very opulent. You know, the trees are kind of stark, starved trees. There's not a lot of grass in this particular location. So why are these cattle sitting on a barren section when right behind them they have a lot of grass?
Maybe it's anybody have any ideas of why they might be sitting on this more barren area?
Can I chime in?
Yeah, of course.
To me, it looks like the white cow in the center is about to give birth to, to a young calf. And the farmer maybe has been waiting around for this to happen for a really long time, and he's leaning against the post and falling asleep. And the other cow is there supporting the cow that's about to give birth. So that's just my 2 cents. I don't know if it's true or not.
Well, cows don't typically have horns. And these are all horned.
Yeah, they do. Female cows can have horns. Yeah, farmers these days. My grandfather had cattle. Farmers these days cut them off so they won't spear each other. But yeah, they can have horns for sure.
Yep.
It doesn't look like a U.S. scene. It looks like a scenery that you would find in maybe Europe, England.
Yeah.
Oh, Henrik, well, that's a nice German name.
Yeah. There you go.
But look at the details of the tree on the left, down at the bottom. It's wonderfully detailed. Come all the way down to the bottom, so you can have some mushrooms down there.
And there's some lichen, Mark.
Yeah.
I don't know if Mark is on here,
But so very capable artist, very capable.
Every time we see lichen, I make Mark do the dad joke. I liken this painting. Come on, people, that is funny. Comedy gold.
Or even the belly of the white one has, markings on it like a real animal would,
Absolutely. Love it. Joyce and Monica, were you adding to that? Were you adding to that dad joke?
Yeah, we were going to say we're going to put this in the dining room so people know what's for dinner.
Oh, your vegetarian friends are going to be very upset.
I'm not vegetarian, but I kind of approve, I guess.
Well, obviously it should go right in the dining room, in my huge dining room behind wherever the master sits.
Oh, or the mistress, yes.
Sure. Where's the beef?
Yeah,
reminds me of Where's the Beef?
Right, exactly.
That's right.
She's goading them.
Oh, people. The comedy, Barry, you wanted to add something?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not a a farmer expert, but typically cows are in enclosures. They don't wander off. And for some reason, the fence upon which the farmer is falling asleep inexplicably just ends in the middle of nowhere. It just disappears into nothingness. And so I'm just kind of confused by that.
Yeah.
Yeah, his bottom half is like not there. Unless it's not even kneeling. He's, what happened to him?
And he's also still larger than the cow, which is closer than us,
Uh-huh.
closer to us than he is. So the proportions are definitely
Very
off.
strange.
Yeah.
It goes like that and then it goes down again. The face.
Someone pointed out he almost looks a little cartoony compared to how realistic.
He is.
Look at that. Look at the line goes here, then it goes down.
Well, I think that the goat's cartoony because he has a dog's face, or even a deer, more of a deer's face.
Well, I love that many of you are putting this in your dining room. That is hilarious. The hits just keep coming. How about our dear friend Trevor? I would love to give you the next painting. I've missed you. How are you?
I'm doing all right.
All right, here we go. Whoops, I've made it blue here. There we are.
Oh, what's his name? Russo.
Oh,
Surprised. Let's see here. It's dark. There's some sort of tiger in the middle of it. Don't know what looks like he's hunting something, but we can't see what it is. Or maybe he's been startled. Maybe that's the reason for the title. If so, whoever startled him is in trouble. As someone who's into photography, it's important that the lightest part of the painting is his teeth, which brings you right to where the focus, where the center of attraction is meant to be. And for some reason, we've got a red floral section there, which also attracts attention, but I'm not really sure why in this image. And I don't know if that's cracks in the image or lightning bolts, but there's white streaks in the sky.
Let me get a little closer and you can maybe see. What does it look like to you?
I don't know. It's a little thin to be lightning, but I don't know. And but like I said, the main focus is the tiger, which is surprised and ready to attack or protect. And it sort of makes you wonder what's not pictured here off to the right.
Absolutely. Beth and Jerry, do you want to add to what Trevor's saying?
Well, Jerry is thinking that the tiger, like he painted the picture and then he added the tiger because it needed something.
Oh.
and he'd never seen a tiger before. So he was just going by rumors because Andy's not on the ground. He's kind of
sorry. Our cows
jumping.
came back. Our cows were jealous. Goodness me. Come
There's
on.
the beef.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. All right. Sorry about that.
And look at how long the tail is.
Yeah. It's almost like a snake.
Yeah. I don't know.
It is a
Interesting.
tiger.
Johanna, you want to say something? Oops, I'm unmuting Sherry accidentally. Go ahead, Johanna.
It is a tiger. It's the first time this artist painted a jungle painting, and the tiger's illuminated by a flash of lightning in a gale storm, and he's getting ready to pounce on something.
Oh, it is what
Trevor
Trevor
said he was
said.
getting ready. Yeah, he's getting ready to pounce. And I guess the way everything's blowing, or the way everything's pointed, to my right, it looks like it could be a storm now that you see what's, but I like some of the other interpretations. So
Well, you were right, Trevor. There is lightning in the sky. Tom, you wanted to say something?
Yeah, the foliage in some places sort of looks like teeth or jaws with teeth in them.
Yeah, I can see that. Absolutely. Nell, you were saying something, my dear.
I kind of thought it was a tiger, but then I saw the tail. It wasn't really a thin tail, was it?
Oh, cool, Danielle. And Penel, you wanted to add something?
Well, the tiger has to be in the air to be looking like that. He'd have to not be just crouching down, to have his back conscious flying up. And the tail is definitely in motion. So, but you can see by the foliage, just a lot of motion. So it looked to me like a storm. And then when you looked at the background sky, it's really streaks of rain. But I don't know, there's something unrealistic about that tiger. It's more of an abstraction, isn't it? It's not.
Seems likely.
It's not what you consider realistic. It's almost. It's like pre-modern,
To me, it almost looks like he may have seen the skin of a tiger as a rug on somebody's floor.
But the feet themselves, the back foot is not quite right.
No, and the tail is not right. And actually, the only thing that's right, perhaps, are the stripes.
That's why I thought it was a tiger. My bad. Doesn't look
Gwendolyn, and then
anything like it. Maybe a liger. Who knows?
Gwendolyn, and I'll ask Barry.
Yeah, well, I'm not really a painting thing, but I'm wondering if the painter started from the back and went up, because it almost looks like a 3D kind of.
Oh, that's cool. I can see that. Well, and who was it that just said, and I should know, sorry, that the tiger seems like almost an afterthought in the jungle? Was that you, Joanna? Or no? Oh, it's Beth. And I'm sorry, Beth. It was you. There you go. My brain is fatootzed. Barry, what were you going to add to it?
Yes. So, I mean, the entire feeling of the painting is, the near imminence of an extremely violent storm. And my guess is that the tiger is surprised not by something on the right, but by an extremely loud clap of thunder.
Love that.
That makes perfect sense. That's what he's hiding.
And he did paint in layers. So that's why it looks the way it does.
Yeah, I mean, there's no sense that there's any other being near him that would scare him. Therefore, it's something about the storm itself that's surprising him. So I'm guessing it's a thunderclap.
Well, I love that you said he painted layers. That goes to what Gwendolyn said about it looking like, almost a 3D painting because of those layers.
Right.
Really love that. Trevor, where are you going to put this in your mansion? You got a lot of people that might want this.
This would have to go in a stairwell leading up to the 4th floor.
Oh, that is so much walking. Every time I go to your mansion, it's like, oh, such a workout. I love it. I absolutely love it. I'll walk up 3 flights for this painting. How about our wonderful pal, Johanna? Here we go. I'd love to give you the next painting idea.
Okay.
Here it is.
Oh, hello. A sparrowhawk. Ooh, he goes after those cute little birds. Ooh. Ooh. Oh, he's really tied down to that perch or to that thing. I wonder if they use him for hunting, probably, or something.
I'll scooch in a little.
1510. Oh, it's pretty good details for that time frame. And everything is in like browns. A little shade of maybe pink or lilac above its head. And it's got a golden eye, it looks like, golden eyes. But everything else, you can see the feathers. The details of the feathers are really nifty. He almost looks a little angry though, doesn't he, right now? It's like, feed me, I need something to eat. And I think he's got a bell on his ankle there too, so they can keep track of where he is when he
It's like
takes
his ankle cuffs.
Yeah. Tie him down. I hate to see wild animals tied down, but it's a really kind of nice painting. The shades are, nothing pops, but it's kind of, smooth. So I would put this in the wildlife room.
Oh, lovely. I love it.
That's where that would go.
It is very detailed for the time. Does anyone want to add to Johanna's painting, Pinnell? Oops. And then Sharon, I'll get you in one sec. Pinnell, I'm unmuting. There you go.
He's a skinny little bird. I mean, he actually looks like he needs to be fed.
Yeah, that's what I said.
And birds of prey often look, they have that peering look. So it's not that they're angry. They really are. That's their faces. But he lacks a chest. He needs to be fed. So I don't think he's being treated very well. And the background, it's not a bright color. If this was a happy picture, this is not a happy picture by the colors. And in fact, the light is shining on the connection to him that's keeping him from flying away. It's not on the bird itself. So to me, it's a sad picture.
Oh, Sharon, you want to add to what Pinnell was saying? And I'll get.
I was just thinking that hawks are trained with a tether, I think, and that's what this might indicate. It's hawks have incredible eyesight. They can spot things on the ground from way up, and which to me is what the eyes are all about. But I think it's a bird that's being trained.
Looks. What were you going to add to that, Sherry? To add to what Sharon said.
If you look above the perch on the right-hand side and below the perch on the right-hand side, you see another portion of image. You see a shadow.
Yeah.
I think this was part of something else. And maybe he cut it apart because the something else wasn't very good or for some reason. But I have a feeling there was probably more of a story here once upon a time. And what we're seeing now is just the hawk portion of that story.
Oh, that's a good point. That's very
it almost seems like something's missing, doesn't it? It's like, why would they just paint this kind of sad picture of this bird in captivity? Interesting.
It looks like a younger sparrowhawk to me, not necessarily unfed, or less fed, but just
that
could be young. Yeah.
They would train them when they were young, maybe. Barb Chandler, were you trying to get my attention? Were you going to add something?
No, but I was marveling at the shadows. I mean, where the sun's coming from or the light's coming from. It's fabulous. The bar down on the wall behind him. It's a gorgeous painting.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, where are we putting this in you said already you're putting it in the wild animal room?
The wildlife room. Yeah, the wildlife room.
The game
room. If not, Barb is going to borrow it. You're going to have to trade it from mansion to mansion.
Oh, that's okay. Come visit me. I have a huge mansion.
Well, and you have that house in, wait, what is it in Italy? The villa in Italy?
I got a villa in Italy and a castle in Ireland and my
Right.
ship here in the States.
If we are going to imagine people, we are imagining big.
That's it. Go big or go home.
Exactly. Oh gosh. All right. You know what? I don't know if we have time for one more. Maybe I'll tease you with one more. And Tim from Scottsdale, this will be your painting tomorrow. So I'm giving 2 minutes. Oh my gosh, I'm going to be in so much trouble. I can't help myself. I'm bad.
Well, we all know this one, don't we?
Oh, this is one of my favorites.
Well, good. So we'll have a little bit of time today, Tim. You can talk about it, and then tomorrow we'll spend more time with this. I'm so delighted.
Yeah, I
That way
mean, this is
I won't get in
a
trouble.
portrait of what is obviously a very wealthy couple. And if I remember from reading about this, everything in this painting is basically done to display their wealth. And I think if we focus in, zoom in on the background, there's something written on the wall. I forget what it says, if it's the artist's signature or you can also see in the mirror, there's a reflection, and it doesn't show the artist, but it shows somebody coming into the room. So they're greeting
back.
whoever's entering the room.
Yeah.
Side of those two people.
Yeah.
But that's some hat. I wish I had that hat.
Yeah. No question. Oh my gosh.
Yes, very lush accommodations with the reds and the fabrics and the beautiful chandelier and the clothing they're wearing. And then I think over on the left, there's fruit or oranges, which again at the time was also a display of wealth. To just have fresh fruit was pretty unheard of, and just to have it kind of tossed on the sides there.
Yeah.
You know, kind of again another display of wealth. Is there a dog in the foreground too, or?
There is. Let me
There
see.
is. Look at that.
This little munchkin.
That's
Oh my
that's
God.
Muffin.
Yeah. What a sweetie. What were you going to add, Sharon, to what Tim said?
I think the dog is a symbol for fidelity. I know it's a symbol. It's not just that it's their animal. It means something, but I think it means fidelity.
Oh, I didn't know that. I love it. I look at the dog's face. I wish the image, sometimes they give us high definition, as I've told you before, and this high definition is a little mid definition, but the face is just so ornate. Okay, so here we're going to do this. Tim, we are going to hold off on this till tomorrow. I know Barry and Alexo and Percy and Pinnell and Gwendolyn and Mary from Brooklyn all want to talk about this tomorrow. Joyce and Monica have a whole treatise about this. So what we're going to do is we're going to move you into an area where you can vote for the best in show. I'm going to include this. It's also going to be included tomorrow. These are my rules. And you can vote more than once. When we move over, it'll take about 5 seconds. Your screen will go blank for a minute. Don't push anything. Just wait a second. It'll come back to this image. Then I'm going to go back through the images we saw today. And we will also unmute you so you can yell and scream. But there's a hand button, and that's how we'll vote on the best in show. I am so grateful for your time today. Mark talked a lot about our organization this morning. At the beginning. And I'd love him to say a couple more words as we move you over. Mark, you're muted. You're muted, Mark. There we go. I'm moving everybody. Oh,
thank you. Thanks so much, Greg. What a great show. You all realize that this program is not so much about the art, but it's about the conversation. It's about the contributions that we make to each other and to inform each other's points of view. We get to experience life from another's eyes, said another way. So we believe that quality of life is so very important, especially in these day after day of shutdown, and things are getting a little crazy for us all. And we're certainly glad to be able to have this project and bring to you. We want to maintain our ability to do so and ask for your consideration in making a donation to our cause. So at the end of this little best in show, you'll be presented with a survey. And in that survey will be a Facebook link and a great nonprofit link, and also a little portal that for you to make a donation if that's something you can do. And I also want to thank the people who have donated and are in the process of helping us sustaining through these tough times, like Pinnell and Joyce and Monica and others of you who have made donations or are currently in the process of doing that. So we thank you very much. Thank you for your patronage.
Thank
Enjoy
you
the Best
all.
in Show.
And hang on, we're going to do Best in Show now. And I would also like to add, I read those comments. So when you say, Greg, do this better, Greg, do this better, I really take it to heart. Every single day I learn from you on so many levels. I'm extremely grateful to be here with you. I feel selfish because I get the best of all these worlds, being able to spend time with you brilliant, wonderful mansion holders. Okay, so we're going to look back. We have the Arnolfini portrait. We'll come back to you tomorrow. We have the Sparrow Hawk. Don't vote yet. We're going to do it together. We have Rousseau's surprised cartoon tiger. We have the beautiful cows with the donkey-headed goat. We have the very wonderful story of Christ embracing St. John the Baptist, and maybe they're both girls. And then we have this summer. Oh wait, we have two. We have this one too. Oh my gosh, we have a bunch. All right, so we went through a lot today. All right, so let's vote for the Best in Show. And there's a hand button. It should be at the top of your little area screen or at the bottom of that area that you're in. So we have two.
It doesn't show the artist, but it shows somebody coming into the room. So they're greeting whoever's entering the room.
Yeah. I think we're going to
three people for.
That's some hat. I wish I had that hat.
Yeah, we're hearing a recording of this. That's interesting. Okay, so we have six.
It's
All right,
YouTube.
so let's vote for the Best in Show, and there's a hand button. Okay, I'm lowering all the hands. Somehow we're hearing a recording of this. So here's the wonderful. Okay, and here's Summer Hans Verdinger. Anybody vote for Summer? The panel here.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
I liked it.
8.
Yeah, I liked it.
Oh, and Beth
9.
and Jerry count for 2. Okay,
There's 9.
Okay, and then the
9 for
Christ
Summer.
embracing St. John the Baptist with the gender fluidity.
I
All
vote
right.
for this one too.
There's thunderbolts coming down now, I'm telling
No,
you.
I think everything's love and goodness. All right, lower the hands. All right, how about the chubby cattle about to give birth with the farmer cartoon?
1, 2, 3, 4, 4,
5.
5.
Oh, we have 6.
6.
All right. Okay. How about the
Converting
tiger
one.
with the storm?
Ooh, this is a crowd,
Trevor,
please.
you got a lot of competition for this in your stairwell.
11. Any
We're all
double-
going up to the 4th floor.
Yeah.
All right,
12.
and I'm going to lower the hands again, and then we've got this Sparrow Hawk. Anybody for this little baby Sparrow Hawk, young man Sparrow Hawk? All right, lower the hands, and then we'll have the Arnolfini portrait. Jan van Eyck. Can't speak.
Jane Eyre.
Oh, I think
Here's
it's
13. Oh, I think 14 got it. The tiger, the
14,
surprise
34.
tiger.
the tiger. All
yeah,
right,
got
this
it.
is our
I
best
whisper.
show for today. Tomorrow when we come back, we'll go here. When you exit, you'll see the survey. Please give me some feedback. I'm happy to learn from you every single day, and I'm extremely grateful again. Jason, Laura, Barb, Elaine, Tom, Barry, Johanna, Beth.
Thank you.
Where
Thanks,
are you,
everybody.
Jerry? There we
Thank
go.
you.
Trevor, Vera,
Nice to see everyone.
Marjorie, Nadia.
Nice to meet you.
Everybody, God bless.
Bye.
Coming.
Are you going to
Patricia?
tell us how to do the 4 o'clock class?
Oh,
Thank you, Greg.
There's someone who can
Thank
talk
you,
about
Mark.
Yes, hi, this is Richard. If you guys want to join, we have a 4 o'clock Central Time today. On your meetup group, you just click on there and you'll be able to see the time. If you don't see it, you can always message us directly or put that information request in the feedback form and we'll reach out to you. But it's at 4 o'clock Central today. So in about a couple hours.
I can't afford it, so I can't go.
Well, come to the ones in the morning. Come to the ones in the morning.
Of course, or afternoon at 3. Of course.
Yeah, we'll see you soon. Thank you all so much.
Thank
just-
you.
Welcome.
you.
Great day.
Bye,
See you
Sherry.
tomorrow.
Thank
Bye,
you.
Barry.
Bye.
Bye, Greg.
Bye.
Thank you so much for all you do.
Bye.
For everything.
Bye.
Thank you.